Hi everybody, welcome to Paper Wishes Weekly Webisodes. I'm Lene Gehrig, and today I have two fantastic rose embossing folders to show you. This is from hot off the press, the oval rose embossing folder, and it is a 2D sort of regular embossing folder, beautiful. And this one, you guys, is the large rose blossom embossing folder, and it is a 3D one. This is from Lisa Horton Crafts. This is what the oval rose 2D looks like, you guys. Absolutely beautiful. This is a great card that my friend Debbie made. This is our giveaway card for this episode, so if you stick around, you'll learn how one lucky viewer could win this card to keep or share with a friend. So come play with us. All right, let's take a look at the difference between these embossing folders. For the oval embossing folder, there is a raised edge, okay, on these. And they're all the same height. So that's how you know if something's just a 2D embossing folder. Everything is the same height. And this one looks like this when it's embossed, and it has just that, everything is on that same height right there. Now, this one is a 3D embossing folder, equally as beautiful, but these have carvings in them and they're at different heights, okay? You ran your hand over it, they're not going to be at the same height. And this is what that one looks like. There's different levels of embossing on this. Now, we really like, Debbie and I really like using a heavier weight cardstock on these. So this is a 100-pound weight. It's got 10 sheets in it. Available at paperwishes.com down below. And it's just a nice thick weight to use. So we recommend using this. We also recommend using a little mister. I can grab mine. Filled with some water, okay? And it really helps you get a nice deep emboss. And let me show you what I mean. So we're just going to take either one of these, and you would take your 110-pound weight cardstock, and let's just pretend this doesn't have an emboss on it, and you would just mist it like that. I was like a good 10 inches away. Just a tiny bit of water. You're going to put it in here. Now normally I would have this cut down to size, and then you're going to take it. This is the fold of the embossing folder. This is going to represent the embossing machine, and it can just go right through your embossing machine. Fold side first. If you put it through the open side first, then the embossing roller can push down any slack in it and pop this folded edge open. So always put it through the folded side first. Also give it a little mist, because I think you'll enjoy the difference in that nice deep embossing. Okay, so let's take a look at some of the, oh, back it up. So here's the embossed version. I'm going to show you the embossed version, and we're going to talk about embossing and de-embossing and what the difference is. So this one, on this particular rose, the petals on this are raised up. Okay, so that is embossed. It's coming, the impression is coming from the bottom and pushing up, okay? This one, the petals are recessed. They're going down, they're curved down. This is de-embossed, okay? And I'm gonna show you the difference about what they look like when you color them as we go along. All right, so for this one, this is embossed, as we mentioned before. There's a pattern like this on that. And then this one is de-embossed. You can see the outlines, and the petals and everything are dipping down. So this is a really good indication of showing embossed and de-embossed. It's easier to see on this one. Okay, so let's take a look at our first project here. Let's see. Yep, let's go to this one. So this is the fantastic card that is our giveaway card for this episode, you guys, and it is a 5 by 6.5 inch card. Debbie made this one. She did such a fantastic job. Some great techniques on this I'm going to show you too. She used to cover her card, well, first of all, she made a gatefold card, I should mention, just like this. So what she did was she took a regular 5 by 6.5 inch card, and if you already know this, just hang in with me. A lot of people don't know how to do this. I've got a lot of new viewers, so that we're going to do, it's 5 inches wide, so we're going to go 2.5 inches is the halfway point on this card. You just do a little score line right there, and that score line helps you fold it. Fold it right to the center of the card, okay? And then we're just going to turn this over on the other side, and we're going to do the exact same thing. And then you fold it in to the center on that line, and then you just run that blown folder on it, just like this. Okay, that is now a gatefold. Now you can see how it kind of bows right here because that is the original fold of the card. So we are going to take care of that by taking some beautiful pattern paper like Debbie did here and covering that back seam right here where that fold was. Now you can't even see it anymore. And it keeps everything all nice and squared up. So it's important when you're doing a gatefold card from a regular card that you cover the back part here. Okay, so Debbie took this beautiful paper pack, X-ray flowers, and she used, look at this, like panels of the paper that are slightly smaller than the original panels, and she glued those in. And she also inked the edges of everything using Air Force blue ink, okay? Looks really nice. And then this one is a panel from the paper pack, or actually it's a card topper right here. And these are like 4 inches wide by 5 inches, I think. And inked the edges of that. Here's a cutout from the paper pack as well. She inked that and glued that across and glued it over the pattern paper. All right, and then this shape right here was actually a rectangle, and then she just trimmed the edges off of that as something decorative. And then this is a cutout from the book, and she added that. Then we're going to the front here. She did the same thing with the panels here, but she inked the edges with a little bit of vintage rose, which looks so pretty with this paper. Then she took the same shape from the back, which is from like a blue linen paper from the paper pack, and she cut out another one that's the same size, and she inked the edges of that with that Air Force blue paper. And then you guys, she took this shape. This is the de-embossed shape where those petals, where the lines are raised, but the petals and things are sunken, really. And she took some inks and she colored them in using a water brush, okay? And you can get these at paperwishes.com. All of these items are listed down below the video if you're watching us at paperwishes.com on our webisode page. But if you're watching us over on YouTube, just look below the box, in the description box rather, below the video in the description box, and you'll see a link that'll take you to this Paper Wishes webisode page, and you can find all of these items down below our video there. So she took, let's see, some vintage rose and some pear green. And then she said she also used a little lilac right here, okay? So we're just gonna kind of go over what she did, but first thing is she just took a little vintage rose, and you're just going to paint it because you want to get into these little tight corners here, just like that. You're going to paint that on, going over it a second time, so it's going to be darker. So I'm going to have to repaint this. And then get several more of these. Okay, then we're just going to wipe this off, and then we're going to take the green, just the pear green, and you do the same thing with the leaves. So you're just painting that in. If you need a little extra water, you can also take a craft mat and you can actually stamp on the edge of your craft mat, just like this. And then take your water brush and just squeeze a little water on there by squeezing the brush. And that will dilute the color so it's a little lighter, which is probably what Debbie did, and that's why hers was a little lighter than mine. Like that. Okay, sorry, I'm kind of going off the edge here. All right, and then she just, once that was all done and dry, she took a pair of scissors and just cut out this oval shape. It's almost like an Easter egg shape. She cut out around that, okay? And then she took the Air Force color, Air Force blue, here it is. She took Air Force, and then you can just take a little finger dauber like this, and then you're just going to go over this like this, just, and that's why there's just like a little bit of blue that goes into the petals, because you're just going over it just like this all the way around, and then you would glue it on to the card front, to this shape. So really fun technique that Debbie did on this one. I'm actually going to set this one aside and talk to you guys about how this is our giveaway card at the very end. So stick around and you'll get the details on this one. I'm going to set it right here so I don't forget it. All right, our next project, this is fantastic. This one is from that same oval. Look at this one. This is a 5 by 6.5 inch card. And Debbie actually covered her card base with this beautiful blue paper from Whispering Florals 12 by 12 patterned cardstock right here. And she used this one. Was it this one? It's this one right here. Covered the card, and then she actually used a corner rounder on the edges, and then went over everything with a little bit of Prussian blue. And then this paper right here, the matte, is this fantastic brown fireworks paper. Look at that. This holographic paper that's just wild. Well, she took what this is like a navy blue suede. It's called Ocean. And once she went ahead and finished this piece, she matted it with this beautiful fireworks. I wanted to show you what that looked like. But the suede paper, if you've never heard of our suede paper, it's like a fabric suede on one side. It's just synthetic suede. And then on the other side, it's paper. And you guys, it embosses absolutely beautifully. You just cut it down to the size that you want. You put it inside of your embossing folder. Okay, so imagine that this was cut smaller. You put it in your embossing folder. You run it through your machine just like you would anything else. And you get this fantastic embossed image. And then Debbie went a step further, and she used these fantastic prism metallic waxes. This one is copper and this one is silver. She actually just took this on her finger. Let me do the copper one. She did silver on the leaves, and then she did copper on the petals. And you just want to put some right on your fingertip like this. And you're just going over the surface of these petals. Now, because suede has a nap, like carpeting, okay, it moves back and forth. So you're not going to get like a solid coverage on it. So some areas are going to get darker than others, but that makes it really cool because it looks like it's kind of variegated. And you're just going on the surface of it just like that. And then look how cool that is. It's got kind of a shimmer to it right there. Now, once she had this done, and remember she's corner rounded all 3 layers here, she actually wrapped these 2 top layers with a little silver ribbon that is from our gold and silver ribbon collection. And then foam taped that, and we have a great wheel of foam tape. This is 150 feet or 50 yards of continuous 1/2 inch wide foam tape. So if she put lengths of that across the back, she probably just needed like 4 lengths, and then attached that to the card front, added the little Celebrate Script Greeting Dazzle sticker, which is fantastic. They come in all these colors. Let's see, that's black, white, silver, and gold. And then you get 3 sheets of each, and each one of those sheets is different sentiments. Okay, so you're just getting a whole lot here. Those are like our go-to because we love them. All right, so let me put the wax back on. It's just a phenomenal card that Debbie made. All right, next, here we go. Oops, got some stuff buried over here. All right, this is a card that I did. Okay, using our beautiful 3D rose. Let's zoom out a little bit. So for this one, you guys, I took some fantastic, here we go. This is Firestone, the color Firestone mirror cardstock. Okay, so it looks like this. Got a nice paper back. Then this side's kind of got a coating on it. I still used my little water dispenser, my mister, but I did it on the back here. Just a little bit of moisture on the back, that's the paper back. Put it into my embossing folder. This is just a little bit larger than my slimline card, which is 3.5 by 8.5 inches tall. So here's what I did. Got your little piece right here. Put it right on the center. Remember, it had a little bit of dampness on the back of it. We're putting that down. We're putting it through our die cutting machine, embossing machine. Okay, and it comes out and it looks like this. okay, with that great mirror finish. And then what I did was I took a little bit of paper from, oops, this is Mystical Florals 12 by 12 pattern cardstock, and I just really wanted that green viney paper from that. And you can see at the top of the bottom, there's this green vine. You can see that right there. Okay, and then I added some, here we go. These are white doily dazzles, and you just peel them off like this. They're so beautiful, intricate. And I took this one and I just set it right at the bottom. And then I took my scissors and I cut it even with the bottom. And then I took the thin line here of gold thin line dazzle stickers, one of these thinner ones right here, off there. Come on, come on. Really thin, you guys. And I just took it and I just placed it along this bottom edge, so it just looked a little more finished. Then I took one of the borders from the doilies right here, a little lace piece. I added that across the top edge. Another, well, actually I just used the other half of this piece right here. Let's just zoom out a little bit. I keep going up and down. Thanks. And then that gold piece right there across, added that. And then we've got the Happy Anniversary Dazzle stickers, which come in this collection. There's gold, white, brown, silver, and black. And they have all these different fonts, okay? And I love using a little pokey tool on those. I don't think I have my pokey tool, but they just lift right off. And here I mix the fonts. So it's got a script one and then more of a block one right there. This was a really fun one to put together, and I think it's just got that fun dimension. I also wanted to show you, when I was picking out this Firestone Red, I had a hard time deciding between Opera Red, which has got a lot more brown in it, okay, if you can see, but they're fantastic reds, and so I've listed both of them down below the video so you can see. Either one of these would look phenomenal with this collection. Okay, and then look at this one, you guys. Oh, I have to clean everything up. I've just got too much stuff out here. Too much stuff. All right. So then finally, let's go back to this one that Debbie made, this fantastic rose using that 3D embossing folder. Look at that. So for this one, Debbie did a technique, and I'm going to demonstrate for you. And this one, she used the de-embossed rose. So that means the petals are going down, okay? The ridges are going up and the petals are going down. And for this one, you guys, she used peach, and here's my other one. She used peach and, oh, here it is, blush and vintage rose. So here we've got the blush and the peachy rose. And she told me she just kind of used both of them together and kind of modeled them on the card. Here's this one and this one. And we're going to go for the blush first. And then you're just going to cover, going to go like this. You do have to press a little bit harder because the roses are, like I said, impressed. Depressed, thank you. Oops, I grabbed the wrong one. Did I grab the wrong one? Yep. Here we go. This one is, because of the 3D, it is a little harder to tell. Okay. And I'm just going to do 1/4 of this because it will take a long time. But you're really getting a lot of color on that. And now we're going to take the peachy color. And we're just going kind of over that as well, kind of over here. And actually, I want to get the center of that really well. Okay, well, let's take those. And now we're going to go back to the vintage rose. And on this one, Debbie, we're going to start off using the applicator, but she told me she actually used the surface of this ink pad. We're going to go over it kind of lightly at first. Just we're trying to hit those raised areas. You see them coming up? There we go, like that. And then you can go over them again and just go darker. Okay, see how that's catching that? So you've got all these different colors like a rose has, and then you're really emphasizing those lines, okay? Just a fantastic coloring on her part. Great job, Debbie. Okay, so now I have more ideas. These are just ideas that Debbie was doing as she was just trying to figure out her main project, and I said, I need to show those. So here we have the embossed project, okay? And then she took the royal blue ink and just went over that with my craft mat again. Went over that with the surface, just like that. Just catching that dark blue. Look at that. And that's all she did, is just hit that against the white. Beautiful. Okay, that's just one ink pad. Then here's one where Debbie took the rose again. This is the de-embossed one, and she used lipstick, tiger orange, and mustard. Okay, she just took the applicator tool and she just went around, changed the pad. So here's the lipstick, changed that to orange, and then went to mustard. All right, then she took velvet fawn and used the surface of velvet fawn like we did before and just went right over that. So some of it is hitting and just those edges, and it's this nice tan brown color. Isn't that amazing? Now let's take a look at the same inking, the same pink, orange, and mustard. And then that top layer is something different. Okay, for this one, you guys, whoops, it's upside down. For this one, Debbie used gold embossing powder. All right, so for this one, she needed to use, after she inked everything and let it well dry, okay, then she took Versamark, which is a water mark stamp pad, so it's just like clear stamping liquid pad, and it's kind of tacky. And what we're going to do with this is we're going to take it and put it on the embossing folder, the side that the ridges are sticking up, and you're just going to take it and go like this. Like that. All right, and then you're going to put this back in, and then when you shut this, okay, then she colored hers first. So she colored the background, so it was just inked paper. And then she put the Versamark clear ink on the embossing folder. She ran it through so that when it came out, you had this beautiful embossed rose, all right? And then she added the gold embossing powder to the sticky material that was sort of left on the embossed ridges. And then you have to heat that with a heat gun. Okay, I'm not going to take time to do that because it's just sort of like a bonus one. So if you know about embossing and heat embossing, that's just another idea for you. Okay, we'll do that on another time. It takes a while. All right, you guys, fantastic collection by Debbie. I'm going to tell you about the giveaway on this one. These were so fun to play with. We had a great time. I think we served you up a lot of ideas. I hope you really enjoyed them. Oh, so much stuff. Here we go. So let me tell you all about the fantastic money saver that we have, you guys. The money saver is right there on the right-hand side if you're watching us on our Paper Wishes webisode page. And then all the items are shown down below the video. You'll see full color photos of all the projects. Below that, you'll see all the items, the ink pads, the paper packs, the dazzle stickers, everything is listed, and you can just click those and they'll go right into your cart. or if you click the name of the product, you can look it up and on our product page. If you're watching us over on YouTube, then all you have to do is look below the video in the description box, and you'll see a link that'll take you to this Paper Wishes webisode page, so you can check out that money saver that's right there on these embossing folders. It's a great deal. How we do our card giveaway. We do the card giveaway over on our YouTube channel, where our name of our channel is My Paper Wishes. So you can go to YouTube and search My Paper Wishes, and our little Paper Wishes icon will come up. And then we ask that you, after watching the video, give us a thumbs up on this video. First, you need to subscribe to our channel. Subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and then leave us a comment. And then after about a week, sorry, my voice is going. After about a week, then we'll reply, congratulations, YouTube username blank. So you have to know your YouTube username. Look at the name that is labeled, that your comment is labeled by. That's your YouTube username. And it's a good idea to hit the notification bell at the top right-hand corner. That way you know when we're making an announcement, because we do this every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday videos. You have to participate in them individually, but you only have to subscribe once. Thanks so much for joining me today, you guys. It was fun to play with these embossing folders. I hope you enjoyed the ideas. Don't forget about the money saver, and we'll see you in the next one.